at the front.
Wee bit of banter at the front.
Wee bit of banter at the front.
Again.
Unprofessional again.
Happy honest day. To God.
Listen,
right at the start.
Now, you could see the door behind us, right? So that's what I was going to say about banter at the start, about being unprofessional. I've got 2 grandchildren here, right? So this door might suddenly just burst open and they'll go, Grandad! So this might happen.
This will be a laugh.
This could be one of the funniest episodes.
Yeah, welcome along to A View from Section C, episode 12. It's a good morning because we are recording this on game day. It's Saturday morning. We will have this edited and up and ready before the game starts so that Liz can listen to it on the way down from Sheepshagging Land.
Yeah. Morning, Elizabeth.
So, yeah, a very late episode this week. Larzo's back on shifts after his major surgery.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Back shift last week, so apologies we are a bit late on getting this out, but every second week it's probably going to be a Saturday to compensate for Larzo not being available. So, a bit of a up and down week in Stars Nation. We will go through our review of the Storm, Clan, Panthers and Devils. We will then go through a preview of this weekend's games tonight against the Coventry Blaze for us seeing them for the first time this season, and the Sheffield Squealers. Again, a game that we always want to win against that lot.
Yeah.
And then, as you see on the ticker below, the unprofessional that I wasn't set up quick enough. Senior versus junior, but we're going to make a little change this week, and it's going to be Stars Tenable, because I'm feeling a bit bad that I'm pumping Larzo every week.
Stop it. We need to change something. I need to get back in the game here. And maybe, you know what, maybe fresh on a Saturday morning might help me. I doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah, it might do. So, first up, we'll look at our review from last week's games. So, Larzo was a lightweight and missed this game because he had work the next day and he was up early and all that rubbish.
Yeah.
A 4-1 victory against the Manchester Storm. So, goals from Charlie Combs at 4:53. Manchester equalised at 26:49 through Tyson Fawcett. And then Connor Sills, 38:07. An empty net from Dylan Lawrence at 59:46. And then just 11 seconds later, our good old friend serving up some more humble pie to Mikey Kidd, Sebastian Bengtsson, with yet another goal. He just seems to keep cropping up with them all over the place now. I think that was the first.
Seb's on fire us now, eh?
Yeah, I think it was the weekend before when we played Belfast. I think it was the first game in like 7 or 8 games in a row where he hadn't scored, and then he picks up again in this one and scores again. But yeah, a really good performance by us. I thought at times we could have been better. We need to be more, and I think Omar kind of touched on this after the Cardiff game, that we need to start shooting the puck more. We need to start taking the chances more as well. But it was a good enough game to get through. 4-1 victory, and it was. We said it last week on the podcast. It was a must-win game against the Storm to stop them getting points and us trying to catch them up. We've still got games in hand on them, and I think we're 4 or 5 points behind. And they're sixth, fifth, sixth.
Sixth.
They're all about.
They're all about the same.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good victory. For me, the play of the game had to be Timmy Lattinen for the empty net goal.
So,
3 blocks in a row?
Yeah, I watched the highlights, and like what you're saying, it was a big win. But yeah, on that, I think it was 3 blocks in a row. I think there was one with the stick, there was one with the foot. He dived down, he then gets up, he makes the pass. Outstanding. I think with Timmy though, he's a big body, and we need to see him doing that. So the blocking of the shots is fantastic.
Yeah,
he does. He puts his body on the line. For me, maybe when there's somebody on the boards, he slows down and glides in instead of just bulleting the guy.
I don't like to be critical of players, but
No, not at all.
it's not even a glide in. I think it's from the league he's came from. There's
Yeah,
not a lot of physicality. It's all
and
skill based. It's that kind of
that's what it is.
European game.
Yeah, definitely,
And
definitely.
like you say, he's a big boy, and it's a couple of times it's happened now. It happened again on Wednesday in Cardiff for one of the goals. Kind of went towards the boards, but didn't go in with enough conviction, and the pass came down, pass came across, and it was a goal. And it's we need to get that.
It's
a style of hockey.
It's a Scandinavian type of hockey. Like for me, Marcus is the exception because Marcus, he's a D man and he's a physical person. But you look at Seb. Seb's not physical either. It's
quick and skilled. Lift the stick and get in.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. And
offensively, he's very deceptive because when he gets that puck and he goes down that wing and he gets that shot away, he scores a lot of times when he's done that. But credit where's credit due. I wouldn't like to throw my body in front of a puck like that three times on the bounce.
No,
outstanding,
not.
Outstanding effort and at least a goal.
Yeah, it's just a pity it wasn't him that scored it to get his chant because it was such a big play in the game, and it's like, Dylan scored, right? We need to sing Dylan songs for him, and then we didn't even get Dylan's song because Seb went up and scored straight away. That was when Bakashawa then decided to have his little hissy fit. At that point, he just lifted the goal off the pegs. So the goal's off the pegs for the last however many seconds it was. And then as soon as the buzzer goes, the net's through against the boards. And
you've got to love a net, mate. You've got to love a goalie meltdown,
Absolutely love it.
It's the best ever.
Not quite. Who was it that used to go off the rocker for Coventry Mind? There was somebody not too long ago. Brian Stewart.
Oh, Brian Stewart used to go.
When he had his hissy fits, he really went for them. But yeah, it was a steady performance.
Listen,
Mr. Springer, Mr. Springer, very quiet again.
Good.
Tried to go with Sonch and tried to go with Charlie. Charlie laughs at him. He tried a big hit on Charlie. Charlie stayed standing. I have to say, you're going to have to do better than that to get me down, boy.
I've noticed that a couple of times this season with Charlie. So he is small, right? And he'll obviously have a low centre of gravity. Mm-hmm. And bigger guys have tried to plant him on his arse. And
he's built.
He's bounced off him, and he's stood up.
Boy.
Yeah. Maybe they've no fell, but it's like, I'm going to knock you down here. And then they've went and be the big hit and they look and think, oh shit, this wee guy's still standing. What's happened here? So he's a solid wee guy.
Yeah, definitely.
But massive win for him. Definitely a massive win against these guys.
And I think after that win, I think we're thinking, me personally, I went home thinking that we need to step up another gear though for Glasgow.
Yeah.
We played well against Manchester, but I think we need to step up. So Glasgow we're on a good run, and then they kind of had a couple of defeats, and then they go on a good run. They're very inconsistent. A bit like us, they're very inconsistent with the results. And then obviously it comes into the game, and it's a 5-3 loss. So Connor Sills in the power play at 5:48. Laporte then equalises at 7:35 in the power play, and then again another quick fire goal at 9:25. Colton Yellowhorn, our pal.
He's an angry wee man, is he?
Oh, definitely. It's Billy McGuinness. What was that? A wee fat angry boy.
He was. It was. I think he said he was the king of the wee fat angry boys, or something like that. It was so funny.
Timmy Lattinen at 15:32. So it was 2-2 into the first period, and then our second period Blues again. 2 quick goals. Matthew Wah. 23:42. Colton Yellowhorn 26:13. So again, 2 quick fire goals. Connor Sills gets us back in the game at 44:10, and then Matthew Wah at 51:54 to give them a 5-3 victory. And again, we said it on the night. That has got to be the poorest clan team we have saw ice against us.
They've got one line. One line they've got. In my opinion, they've got one line, and that line scored 5 goals.
Yeah, I think Omar said that in his interview after the game. You can't give the top line that amount of chances. You know, all 5 guys, all 5 goals were scored by those top line guys. nobody else had an influence in the game at all.
See before pre-COVID, right? Laporte played at Clan. He was on the third line.
Mm-hmm.
He was a third line. He was a third
physical
line grinder. Yeah.
Who scored a lot.
He's a good player, right? We'll no get a laugh at it. He is. He is a good player, but he was on the third line. He's now on the top line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to me, that shows that Clan nowadays is a worse team than what there was a couple of years ago.
The thing is, though, was it that the teams that the team the season before were their lines that good and balanced that Laporte had to step down to the third line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if it's that he's he's up because he's the best of a bad bunch. Is it that they were that good before that he was further down?
That's what I'm saying. Now he's playing on the top line with one Yellowhorn, banging in goals. I really like the three of them. The three of them are great players. Definitely.
But again, it's
but we allowed them. We allowed them. We allowed that top line to play.
Yeah.
And we were punished.
Yeah. I wouldn't say discipline, okay, but there's been creeping in more and more a few penalties in the game.
I noticed that the other night in the Cardiff game. I think it's penalty after penalty now.
There is a lot of soft calls, and I think, especially when you've got guys like Ferguson and Dalton, and I wouldn't say Pavel, because Pavel kind of calls it as he sees it. Actually, we actually said that against Pavel. Was it this game that Pavel had, and we said that it was just like he didn't really care. Like he was just sauntering about the ice, like he called what he had to. It's like, oh yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah,
but
he was it no when he was refereeing with Dalton?
Yeah,
it was like he allowed. He allowed Dalton to take sort of the lead referee. Yeah, and I'll just skate about and have a see.
Yeah, it was that game because Belfast were on the telly the night before, and he came out. I was giving a bit of stick for his no goal call because he called that goalie interference when Saul threw Sonch into the goalie in the first period. We get the penalty and they score on the power play because of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, penalties are creeping in a wee bit more though.
Yeah.
But I think it's one thing we need to work on.
I thought it was a flat performance.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying on social media after the game that it was a flat, like the whole atmosphere was flat in the rink. And it's like you say, right? There's only 200 people there. So it's not going to be as loud or as much kind of people into the game as normal. If the performance is flat and the guys haven't come out, it's difficult for fans to get going. It's the same in any sport. If United are playing shite, the fans aren't going to be sitting singing. No. Same with Celtic and Rangers. If they're poor, then they're going to be on their backs. They're going to be booing them rather than chanting for them.
Yeah.
So it's going to if we're not performing well enough, the fans aren't going to get into it. They need something to get a spark going.
Yeah.
A big hit, a fight, something. Get the fans going. Get them.
And it's not there. It is not there. I don't know what it is. But see if there was a league for being inconsistent, we'd be top of that league.
We'd be up there with Glasgow and Manchester.
Definitely. One game we play well, or one game we play okay, and we beat Storm 4-1. We play okay, but we grind it out. Yeah. We then play poor against the Clan.
Yep. And
then what happens the next night? You come up against the Nottingham Panthers, and we lost the last period.
So,
but we'll come out with a win.
Yeah. So it was 5-4 after overtime. I think I'll go through the goal scorers, but I think the scoreline flattered Nottingham. In all honesty,
it'd been a travesty if they'd won that game.
Yeah. Philippe Sonch at 9:32, and then again Sebastian Bengtsson with a quick fire goal right after Sonch at 10:05. Robbie Belargion at 14:32, and then he scored his second at 18:53. I think it was right at the end of the 5-on-3 that they had.
Yeah. So there you go again. What is that? 4 minutes in between goals.
Yeah. And then Spencer Dorwich 21:09 coming out the period the end of the first period, hard in the second. Then Grandad stepping in with a goal. Marcus Cancampra, 25 minutes exactly.
The celebration. That was like a basketball celebration.
Leaving it in, But great to see him on the scoreboard finally. Matthew Myers then pulled one back again quickly at the start of the third period on the power play. Aaron Thau, 51-46, and then Philippe Songe with a great finish for the game winner in overtime. Again, I think it was at that point, if we'd lost the game, it was we threw away a point. Before the game, we were happy with just the because I played on Saturday, but I thought we didn't deserve to lose the game. I thought we were the better team over the full 60. I think that third period, not a number better in the third, but they didn't deserve to get a point from the game at all.
When you hear the guy Matheson being interviewed after the game, and he said he was happy with a point, that's when you think, what, our team's better than what we have been shown, certainly the night before. When he comes up and says, we're happy to come out Dundee with a point. They had 3 games up here. They win 2 of them. They get beat for us in overtime. They go away with 5 points, and they're happy with the point that they get in Dundee. That tells you how they feel about coming to Dundee. We
definitely.
We didn't gift them a point, but we gave them a point that they just did not deserve.
No, and I actually said it to Scott, Shannon's stepdad. They were out visiting before the game, and I said that I don't think Nottingham have ever come away with the 6 points from the triple header. And I just felt that before the game, I said that we're going to beat them. They're not going to get the 6 points. It's either the middle game or the last game that they lose. They did it last time they were up here. They beat Clan on the Friday, lost to us on the Saturday, beat Fife on the Sunday. They never do it. So I was happy. Happy with the 2 points. We're not going to reach the top 4. So they get a point. They get a point.
That's it. But
2 points.
I thought it was a really good performance, especially coming out of what happened the night before at the Glasgow game. I thought Songe was outstanding. Dorovic, for me, what a player this guy's turning out to be.
What a cool
what's happened now?
That was.
Yeah, what's happened now is he's now showing that he's the player that we signed. This is what we thought Dorovic was coming in to do. He gets in amongst it, not frightened to get into the dirty areas. He'll stand in front of that goal. He'll chip in with the goal here and there. And he's scoring probably more goals than what I thought he was going to score. But that coast to coast, what a goal that was. That deserved to win any game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think his mum even tweeted it. That's what Mama likes to see, or something like that on Twitter.
Yeah.
She even gave me a message about it.
Yeah. You see, and Marcus's celebration, he thought he was me there, did he? When he was waving that by. That took me back to the basketball days. I thought Marcus has seen me play.
So we'd said, obviously, a minimum of 4 was required out those 3 games. I think we'd
got the minimum
over Manchester and Glasgow.
Yeah, definitely.
But minimum of 4, we got it. We were hoping for 5, possibly 6, but we got the 4 that we needed. And we thought, 5-4 victory over Nottingham, another win against one of the bigger teams. Let's go into this Challenge Cup game and do ourselves in pride and try and get to the next round.
So,
and
we came off. I didn't even want to look at that.
So four very quick fire goals.
11 minutes.
Brodie Reid on the power play, 8:13. Cole Sanford, 8:34. Another power play by Jake Coffey at 9:59. Joshua Waller, 11:45. 4-0 down. Again, you're still in with a shout at 4-0 down.
Because if you get the next goal, Like at 4-0 down, what did that make? That made it 6-4 on aggregate.
Yep.
You get the next goal,
get the
you're
next
back
goal.
in the game.
Yep, we did get the next goal. Philippe Songe, short-handed, might I add, surprisingly, 34-30. I think there was 1 second left on the power play for them, like 1 second. But then this goal pissed me off. Matt Register just waltzing in through the D, 39-04. It's one of the worst goals we've ever conceded, I think, especially from that big donkey. Absolute dope. And then Stephen Dixon on the power play again.
That was a concerning thing for me, was the number of penalties.
Yeah, I think, to be completely honest, right, first 7 minutes we were in it. We were good. We came out hard. We were getting pucks on net, and then they got that. Listen, honestly, some of the penalties were penalties, but some of them were really soft. I think it was their second power play goal. Register literally tripped over his own feet, and we got called for tripping. Some of the officiating is really poor, but some of them were penalties, and we need to stop giving referees the opportunity to call them. You know, if we're doing something, we're giving them the opportunity to call it.
Yeah, that's it for me. We can't keep coming out and blaming officials, right? We're putting the officials in the position to make the call, whether it's soft or whether it's blatant. If we get ourselves, if we're not skating hard enough, if we're sort of using our stick and we're just trying to poke at things like that, and whether somebody really does go down easy, it's like football players. You get to tell, if you feel a nudge in the box, get down and get the penalty. Hockey will be the same. If you feel somebody stick at your feet or in your waist, embellish it, get the call, mate. Yeah. You're going to go down. But we need to stop.
Unless you're Kyle Haas and you get called for the embellishment.
But we need to stop putting referees in the position to make the calls.
Yeah. Listen, I say it when I was coaching basketball. You know, you're giving them the chance to call it. It might not be a foul, but you're giving them the chance to call the foul. But it was the first period was shocking. There's no kind of other way to describe. Kind of after those first kind of 6-7 minutes, as soon as you got that power play goal, the first period was absolutely shocking. It's one of the worst periods of hockey I've seen from a Stars team. It was poor.
That was at work. I'm sort of getting the scores coming through on my phone, and I'm at work, and I'm just going about the work ranting at people for the sake of it. The pair of guys are doing their work, and they're just getting shouted at, and it's only because the Stars are getting pumped in the cup. Guy's doing his work, and he's got fucking get going harder. Come on. I couldn't believe it, and I'm thinking, fuck, 1-0, 2-0, and for me, you're going into that game, you're 2 goals up, didn't chase the game straight away. Get through the first 10 minutes and see what happens. You get to 11 minutes, you're 4-0 down, and you're thinking, what on earth is happening to you? People will go, right? You've got, when do you call the timeout? Do you call it at 2-0? Do you call it at 3-0? Or do you call it when he did call it at 4-0? Me personally, I'd probably called it at 2, because it's bang bang. You're 2-0 down. Scores are level. Yeah, your scores are 2. Yeah, your scores are now level, right? That's at 4-all on aggregate now. So what do we do? You then call the timeout, get Abdi calm down. You're now going away to play. The game now starts, because you're at 0-0. The game now starts, because the whole game plan is out of the window within minutes of starting. And at 11 minutes, you're suddenly 2 goals behind.
Yeah.
I actually got a text message for JD, and I've not spoken to JD for a long time. And JD messaged that he says, this could end up double figures if Cardiff wanted to go to double figures.
Yeah.
And I was really worried that we were going to get really, really embarrassed. So to be 4-0 down after 11 minutes, to come out at 6-1,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
too
our
bad.
thoughts as well.
It's
That's my
not too
thoughts as
bad.
well.
Yeah.
I said to Shan that I really hoped somebody was doing a Mike Ward or a Roger Hunt and throwing bins and sticks about in the changing room. I hope somebody was really going through them. It was a team performance, eh? There was so many.
Certainly happening in Argentina. Put it that way. There was bins around getting kicked about in Argentina. I'll tell you.
There was so many mistakes being made and players out of position and jumping up into the play when we needed to sit and we were caught 2-on-1 coming back down the ice. Basic mistakes we were making.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, I'm going to say it, and we're going to lose a lot of followers on this next bit. Probably. We'll lose a lot of listeners. Morrison was not the fucking issue for all 6 goals. Right? Everyone goes about it. That goal was soft. That goal was soft. That goal was soft. Right, listen. Where did it start? It started with a D-man jumping up in the play and being caught out of position for a 2-on-1 coming back. Yep. Did the boy no hit somebody at the boards and challenge for the puck and let them just kind of waltz into the zone? You know what I mean? It's all basic mistakes that have led up to these goals. You've got to remember, Morrison's the last person to beat. There's 5 other players that they've beat coming down that ice.
Yeah. It seems to be. It seems to me we win as a team, and we lose as Adam Morrison.
We lose as Adam Morrison. Exactly.
It's not right. It is not right. Some of the stuff that's going on social media now is just ridiculous. We played Fife. It was 2-2 against Fife, right? And Kyle Haas lost the puck, and we went 3-2 down. And nobody said a word. There was nothing on social media about it. Nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm not wanting people to come out and criticise Kyle Haas personally for it. I really didn't.
No.
But it seems to be easy enough for people to come out and criticise Adam Morrison. I'm not, honestly, it really pisses me off now. The number of times when we get bait, or get what, even if we win, there's another soft goal. Yeah. There's fucking Morrison, he's shite. Get rid of him. I'll tell you, get rid of him. You tell me why you're bringing in. It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. And the people that think, and this is absolutely no disrespect to Britton, right? And I'm on a rant now. This is no disrespect to Britton. Britton isn't an EIHL starting goalie. He's not, right? There's a reason why Britton is back up in Elite League. Sheepdog will tell you exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
You go through other teams in the league, and many times I've had British starting netminders. There's no
only,
Murph.
There's only one currently in the league that's a starting goalie that's British that could be a starting goalie, and it's Jackson Whistle.
Could be, and he can't get again because they play Tyler, right? They play Besco, right? So you tell me how we think that poor Britton is really going to come in and do a better job than Adam Morrison.
The worst one for me during the game was about 4-0. It was the game's done. Get Adam out and get Britton in. You were only 2 goals down at that point. We came out and scored a short-handed goal to make it a 1-goal game. Where's the logic behind it? Like, listen, I get people have opinions, right? And by all means, you can say your
listen,
opinion,
that's what social media is for.
It's after every single game or during every single game that there is a constant dig at Adam Morrison. Nobody ever puts on social media when he has a good game.
Nah, and nobody ever.
He keeps us in games though. He keeps us in certain games, and he might give up a soft goal, but he's keeping it in the game. And the soft goal maybe because he didn't have confidence in what was in front of him.
Yeah, nobody comes out, right? Nobody comes out and criticises the fans' favourites, right? Nobody. Kyle doesn't get criticised. Charlie doesn't get criticised. Wee Sonchi doesn't get criticised. Dryden's had a wee bit, right? Desjardins doesn't get criticised. Sills doesn't get criticised. Why? How do they guys not get criticised when they do something wrong? I'm not wanting people to come out and criticise them. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, right, that's it then. When we get bait, let's go out and start criticising every individual player.
Let's start firing everyone.
Exactly. But come on, guys. Give the goalie a fucking break. Come on.
The thing is, right, and you've got to think about it as well. Okay, it's the guy's job, right? And he would be the first person to put his hand up to say if he's had a shit game or he's letting soft goals, right?
Yeah.
I think Morrison's that type of player to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be working on that to try and make sure he's better for next game if he has a shit game. So like tonight,
Yeah.
you'd like to think Mo will be getting himself in the zone as much as he can and prove, the 6-1 game was a shit game for everyone. Not just him, for everyone.
Yeah.
But think about if you're doing a shit job and everyone goes on social media and starts saying to you, Larzo, come what? See, as a shift leader, you're fucking shite. You're an absolute joke.
Yeah.
You never done that. You never done this. You never done that right. You let that go in. It's think about the boys' mental health, for God's sake. And these will be all these people that'll be #BeKind as well.
Yeah.
But they're slating them on social media.
It's no helping.
Absolutely slating them.
It's not helping. It's no helping Mo, and it's no helping. It's no helping the team.
Right, as a basketball player, right, you played in front of 20,000 fans every week, right? If you were playing shit every week and you got criticised on social media, because obviously they never had it back in 1942, if they had social media and criticised you, would you want to play for that team again?
No, what the fuck? I'd be out of there. I'd be away.
Exactly.
You would try and prove them wrong, right?
Yeah.
But even when you do prove them wrong, they're waiting on the next mistake. Yeah. And when the next mistake happens, bang,
jump on it.
They're in again. And if it was me, it'd be like, jam it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up with this every week. Yeah.
Listen, Adam Morrison's professional enough, right? Adam
he's not going any place.
Okay. You'll know how to deal with it.
Yep.
You'll suck it up and you'll get on with it. Because I think that's the type of player he is. I think it's the type of person he is. I've spoken to him in passing, and he comes across as a really nice, genuine person. And I think
who he reminds me of?
You'll know to deal with.
Okay, you know who he reminds me of? It reminds me of Rio.
Rio
was that type of guy. Rio came from a higher level, right? He was drafted and stuff like that, and he come to play in Dundee. And before games, because we were that early as usual, you see Rio doing his warm up, and then after the game, I actually seen Rio doing a warm down. Everybody else was in the bar. They're in the bar, and Rio's up and down the stairs in the stands. And to me, you didn't see Adam doing that, but I think Adam's got that same mindset as what Rio had. It's professional all the time. I just hope that he stays off social media. I really do. I would hate for the guy to be sitting reading all that shit. Really.
I know. It's really unfair. Listen, I've had.
And if you're listening, we've got your back, big guy. Yeah. They'll need to come. They'll need to come through us if they need to get to him.
Yeah, like you're still pals with Hutch, right? But that last season that we had with Hutch in charge as coach, I thought he was absolutely terrible. The season was a bit of a joke for us, finishing dead bottom and after winning the conference the season before, and it was a really, really shit season. But he didn't go on social media and to say that he was absolutely shit and his coaching decisions are all wrong. It's just, you might say it, you might discuss it with mates at the hockey, or me and you might discuss it. I could think Morrison maybe did have a shit game on Wednesday, and say that to you know what, Mo was shite, but I'm not going to go out on social media and absolutely slate him for him and all the other players and families to see. It doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. As I said, it doesn't help Mo. Doesn't help his teammates. Doesn't help the team. Rant over. Move on. Mo, we love you. We are all Adam Morrison.
Blades, Steelers preview this weekend. So, first time we're seeing Baldy. I mean, Danny Stewart's Coventry Blaze side. Yep. We were beat convincingly down there the first time we played them.
Controversially. Controversially. This was the Dylan Lawrence sticking the pus and
no, that's
I seen it, but it was actually it
was Manchester. Well, it was Manchester. The Coventry game. This was like way at the start of the season when Dorowicz went flying into the goalie. 100%. That was Manchester. 100%, because it's when we had next to no players.
I'll bow to your better judgment, but if I had my phone here, I would show you the text for Big Robo.
Right. Well, it wasn't that, but we'll discuss this offline. We'll discuss it off air. But yeah, first time seeing Blaze, and yeah, we were beat convincingly by them. We were really poor that game. We had that wee aftermath with Forbes and somebody on Dorwich and Hassan getting involved.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was.
I'm surprised with Blaze. To me, they come in the category like us. They're consistently inconsistent at times.
Yeah.
I thought he's put a decent team together. Blood-off's still there. One thing we can't afford to do tonight is take penalties.
Yeah.
Cannot afford to take penalties.
And we need to seriously watch when we go on a power play.
Yeah. Our old mate Alex Forbes. Is it Forbes? Alex, is that his name? But somebody Forbes. Yeah. Short-handed. These guys are really, really good. But the power play is still good. It's one thing that Danny Stewart seems to have done with Coventry is get a really good power play unit going, especially with Blood off there. And it's continued from when pre-COVID when Charlie Corcoran played for him.
Yeah, you got the boy Ferrara as well, eh?
Yeah. He's come on leaps and bounds since he's signed for them. Eh? He was a nobody when he was at Sheffield. He
was a good player at Sheffield, but he wasn't
he was a good British. Yeah, he's a good. You would think he's a good British player. That's what you would think. He's a good British player, but he's went to Coventry and they get someone out of this guy every game. Eh? I think it's a difficult game, but for me, again, it's a home game.
Yeah,
and it has to be 2 points. Has to be. If they take a point out of it, it's not really good, but
not ideal. But you could accept it if we get the 2.
As long as we get the 2, we really need someone out of this game. We can't come out with 0 points out of this game.
No, and I think
we're back out the playoffs again.
Yeah,
we Clan win in midweek. And who'd ever thought that the Clan were the team that were going to beat Belfast for their winning run to go, eh? And it takes them above us. So for us tonight, have to win.
Yeah, so obviously current standings, you're on 17 points after 22 games.
Yeah,
and you look at Coventry, who are on 18 after 19 games. You look at Manchester, who are on 20 after 26 games, and Guildford, who are on 21 after 25 games. So we've got 3 and 4 games on hand on them, where we can potentially that's up to 5th place.
Yeah.
So
but you've got to win the games. Yeah,
you do.
But you've got to win them. Sometimes it's better having the scores on the doors rather than trying to play catch up.
Yeah, definitely. And Steelers Sunday, that'll be a difficult one for us. But in saying that,
we play well against them. We've always been in the games.
Was it 2-1 both games? Is it home and away?
Someone like that. It's someone like that. Was it 3-1? But we're capable. I will say that every time. We are capable this weekend of taking 4 points.
Yeah.
We are also capable of getting 0 points, which is the concern.
Every team in the league. Every team in the league we could beat on Monday. But it's been onward day that day. What's your minimum of 2?
Beat the Blaze.
3.
Beat Blaze
3 or 4.
And take someone from Sheffield.
Yeah.
Whatever we can.
Yeah. To try and catch up.
That would be it for me. I'm just and I even went out and tweeted Nicola Sturgeon, because I'm not happy. This should be the weekend where we're back in. You know what I mean? We're in next weekend. Everybody's back next weekend, which is fantastic. But how no back this weekend? How do we need to wait till Monday? Let's go with overtime this weekend.
So from what I believe, it is that when we do our data information for data and stuff, we do it through Monday to Monday, whereas Wales do it Friday to Friday. So for us to get a real picture of the data of Omicron and stuff like that, it goes from the Monday to Monday. So if we went Monday to Friday with the restrictions, Saturday, Sunday, Monday's data is then not the same as what the restricted data is looking like.
Right.
So that's where I think
right.
that's what it is.
So last weekend, outdoors all got to go back on Saturday.
It changed on the Monday.
See, I'm not happy with this.
The football fans changed on the Monday because the fans the games were on the Tuesday and the Monday night. So it was the Monday again. It changed for the data.
The fans should be in this weekend.
They should. I'm
not caring, but honestly, this absolute nonsense. We need to wait till Monday is absolute bish.
But again,
and I told her, I tweeted her, and I told her
scientific data.
Listen, I'm a big fan of wee Nick, but she got tweeted and told. That's all I'm saying. But the good news is, and you'd like to think, that there's only going to be 200 there again tonight and tomorrow, that the team now know that next weekend it's hashtag Operation Sellout. We're back. Yeah. We're back. So you'd like to think that the team, if we come off a good weekend this weekend, that'll bring more people in next weekend. That's what we need to probably look at.
Here's hoping. Yeah, so minimum of 2. Take something from Sunday. Okay, so review's done, preview's done. It's now time to go on to senior versus junior, but it's just senior this week. So we're changing it up a little bit. We're going to go with Stars Tenable. Now, basically, Larzo's been getting pumped. What's the score? 19-12 or something.
Oh, wait, I look at my notepad. No, I wish it was 19-12. It's 24-12.
24-12. So
it was 19-12 the week before, and then you pumped us 5-0 last week.
So we've decided to change it up a bit, and I'm giving Larzo a bigger opportunity here to get back into the game, right?
It's not going to help, is it?
Tenable, right? We're doing the top 10 players, okay? And Larzo's to guess 5 of them in the top 10 to get his 5 points, okay? We're not giving you the full 10. Can't hear you going that far ahead.
Listen, we'd be here that day. Because let's be honest, we need to change it because the abuse I'm getting at the rink is just getting embarrassing.
It was quite funny actually getting abused on.
I'm glad you thought it was funny. I'm glad you thought it was funny. And I wonder who gave us the abuse, Elizabeth.
Oh, it's good to see you getting abuse and that people are listening to it. Some people even put on social media that you're shite at it. So what we're doing is Stars Tenable. So Larzo's to guess the top 5 of the top 10 of the all-time penalty minute takers. Okay?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so 5 names.
5 names. Jason Schmier.
Okay. I'll write these down because you'll forget.
Oh, guaranteed. Jason Schmier. Jeff Hutchins. Brad Plumpton. Scott Young. And one more. I'm trying to think what else was in amongst other penalties. No, wouldn't it be Trevor Doyle? I was thinking of Doyle. I'm not going to go for Doyle. Come on, I'm going to go for my old big buddy, Big Tomo, Mark Thompson.
So you've got 4 of the top.
I'm thinking Tomo's the end that's not there.
Tomo is the one that's not there. So Jeff Hutchins is first.
What I was going to go for? I was going back and forward. And I looked at the point of going, for some reason I was thinking Dino Bauba.
No.
I'm
really surprised that you never said one person's name in this. Justin Farina. So Jeff Hutchins was top with 507 penalty minutes and 194 games played. Sam McCluskey is second with 411 and
Well, see, you've got to remember,
328 games.
Sam's went right through the SNL and everything, is he?
Schmear's third, 343 penalty minutes in 71 games.
Okay.
Chris Zarb, 320 and 90.
That's
Liam
impressive.
Gregg, 315 and 72.
I just didn't think Liam played enough games.
Yeah. You remember he got kicked out a lot, though.
Yeah.
Brad Plumpton, 313 and 50. Scott Young, 247 and 57. Ali Hadanu, 245 and 72 games.
It was never even on the radar.
Justin Farina, 237 in 93 games. And the last one in the top 10.
Is it a strange one? Or would you expect somebody to be in amongst it?
Yeah, no. He could take a lot of penalties, but he was a good player. Paul Barrington.
Oh, right.
219 penalty minutes in 104 games. So that's your top
10.
So surprisingly, in your top 10, Scott Blues doesn't even make it.
I didn't think Scott played like Liam. I didn't think Scott had played that many games for Dundee to get in amongst the top 10. I knew Bauba took a few penalties, but I knew Hutch was number one.
Players. Yeah, looking at some players, Chris Connerboy's 18th on the list.
Yeah, no enough games, eh?
Kyle Haas is 25th on the list
already. Now, isn't so? There's a spooky thought. What number is he?
Oh, 25.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the names in there. You look at Ian Robertson, 35th on the list. So yeah, Mark Thompson is 43rd, just for your record. So Larzo will be the only one guessing this week. Just to try and catch up and make the score a little bit closer for a whole week.
Yeah, that's it. Because I'll need to come up with something next week to get your top 10.
But yeah, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. So that now makes the score at the moment: senior 16, junior 24. And I'm going into the weekend feeling a lot better because I got 4 out of 5. It's really 4 out of 10, but it sounds better 4 out of 5.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's hockey. Let's hope that we can come away with a good weekend. As we say, it's been a bit of an up and down week. Let's hope the guys have rejuvenated over the last couple of days. Some skate sessions, work on the power play, work on some offense, work on defense massively. And let's hope we can get possibly 3-4 points.
And for a view from Section C sort of perspective, you need to work on someone as well. You need to get the photos of the T-shirts up.
Yeah, listen, the problem is when you've got other things to do in ref basketball and that, difficult. But I need some better quality pictures.
Listen, people will just see the T-shirts and then at least they'll care what the T-shirts look like.
They don't want your ugly face in it. That's what the feedback I've got already is. They don't want your face in it.
Listen, all you need is for the neck down, that's it. It's only the T-shirt they need to see. They don't need to see my good looks.
Aye, okay.
See, there you go. There's a T-shirt right there. For those who are viewing.
This is the velvet one.
This is the velvet one. Yeah. That's the velvet one.
But yeah, we'll get that post up soon.
We are the girl is working on other things. She's trying a few things. Some things are working, some things aren't. So that's probably why we've not got the mugs, the coasters, and everything up. I think it's just because of the colours and the way it's trying to blend in on certain things. But yeah, we'll get there with the merchandise. We'll get it out as soon as we can, which would be great.
And we will get 4 points this weekend.
Definitely. Here we go. 4 point hashtag 4 point weekend, followed by hashtag Operation Sellout.
Yeah. And then if you are part of the Lucky 200, I believe there's still tickets available.
Oh, come on, guys, get going 200. Come on.
Which I found was quite funny because people have been complaining that they can't buy tickets for the last couple of games because it's been sold out. and then moaning that now there's tickets there and kind of sell it.
I don't know.
It's
there'll be 200 there guaranteed. They'll be sold out. So does that go in the record books that the last so many home games have been sold out?
Yeah, tickets are still available for both games this weekend. So, guys, get them bought. Let's get down to the rink. Let's cheer them on, get the 4 points, and then we'll all be back to normal the week after for Manchester, and we can have 1,300 all giving donkey noises to Mr. Springer.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it.
And if you're at the rink this weekend, feel free to congratulate Larzo on finally getting 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
but also you can get the piss out on for still being miles behind.
Yeah,
on that note, have a good weekend and a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Catch you later. See ya.